Hotep, how's everybody doing today? Hey, this is Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. I'm a talk show host, researcher, lecturer, writer, historian. It is Wednesday, February 19th, 2020, and we are live. Hope everybody's doing well today. I was trying to broadcast about right around 4 p.m., well, maybe about 4:20 p.m. I was trying to broadcast in, and we ran into technical difficulties. I had Sista Nubia Wardford on with me, who's an African-American female archaeologist. And I had the wrong settings on Zoom. So the video came out, but the audio did not. Okay, so I'm doing this broadcast again to let you know what's going on. Sista Nubia is doing 2 free presentations in Detroit for African American History Month. She's doing one on Wednesday, February 19th. She just got the information today, shortly before we were going on the air. 7 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. at Lifeline Christian Ministries, located at 8787 CHRYSLER Drive in Detroit. 8787 CHRYSLER Drive in Detroit. It's a free event open to the public. She's going to deal with Queendom of Ancient Kush. Queendom of Ancient Kush, okay? And she's an African-American female archaeologist. You've seen me interview her before on the African History Network show. And I'm going to bring up her flyer here. I sent out an email blast as well about this. So I want to get this information out. And then also, she will be speaking on Thursday, February 20th, 2020, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Northwest Campus of Wayne County Community College, the Northwest Campus of Wayne County Community College, okay? And that's free and open to the public. 8200 West Outer Drive, 8200 West Outer Drive. Let's bring up the flyer. She sent me a flyer here, and I want to bring up this flyer so you can see it. We sent out an email blast as well. So she is a African-American female archaeologist. She actually goes to the Sudan and does archaeological research. Okay, she's a brilliant sister. And I will be at her presentation on Thursday at Wayne County Community College District. I'll be there. Let's look at her flyer here, okay? So this is from her. You saw me post this on our Facebook fan page, the African History Network, and my personal page, Michael Imhotep. Nubian antiquity, the origins of ancient Kush, okay? And well, she actually, on Thursday, she was doing 2 campuses of Wayne County Community College. Thursday, February 20th, 2020, at the Northwest Campus, she would deal with the Queendom of Ancient Kush, the Queendom of Ancient Kush. And depending upon which period of time you're talking about, Kush was either a region or it could be a country, because we talked about that before. And previously, work from like Tony Browder and things like this, it was believed that Kush was more of a region. Also, we know within Kush, depending upon which period of time you're dealing with, you also have what was referred to as Ta-Nehisi or Ta-Seti. Today, it's basically referred to as Sudan. Sudan is what Nubia was, and Nubia is a Greek word. That was the lower portion of ancient Kemet and the upper portion of what today is the Sudan, okay? The geographical boundaries that exist today are not usually the geographical boundaries that existed in antiquity or even before the Berlin Conference of 1884, 1885. Most of the geographical boundaries that we look at, that we see in Africa today, come from that Berlin Conference of 1884 to 1885, where you had about 9 European nations that carved Africa up into countries, the territories that they wanted, that had the natural resources that they wanted. So Sista Nubia Wardford Polk holds a Master's of Arts degree in Historic Archaeology with a specialty in archaeology of the African world, historic and prehistoric worlds. Okay, so a lot of people don't see in the person, in the flesh, African-American female archaeologists. And I was telling her in an interview, you know, they're not unicorns, they do exist. Okay, now a lot of times you may not see them on the History Channel. Okay, hey, well, you know, okay. But they do exist, okay? And this sister has been to the Sudan a number of times doing archaeological digs. Her involvement and primary research in archaeology, anthropology, and historical research resulted in conclusions regarding the importance of the ancient Kushite, Meroitic, ancient Sudan civilization, with which predates Egypt, which predates ancient Egypt. Okay, and when we look at this type of information, we know that ancient Kemet is Ta-Nehisi or Ta-Seti would be the mother of ancient Kemet. Okay, ancient Egypt. It would be Nubia, what we also call Nubia, is the mother of ancient Kemet. And we know that Abyssinia, or what we call Ethiopia, is the grandmother. So we see that Nile Valley civilization is going up the Hapi River or the Nile River. All right, so there are more pyramids in the Sudan than there are in Egypt. There are about twice as many pyramids in the Sudan as there are in Egypt. And she talks about, because I've seen a number of her presentations, she talks about how you can just walk all around the Sudan and just kick up some dirt and you find something. You find an archaeological discovery. You find some type of artifact. Okay, that's how rich it is with that. So once again, this is taking place Thursday, February 20th at the Northwest Campus of Wayne County Community College, the Northwest Campus of Wayne County Community College District in Detroit, 8200 West Outer Drive, Detroit, Michigan, 48219, free and open to the public. You can bring the children as well. That's 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then Wednesday, February 19th, 7 p.m. to about 8:15 p.m. at Lifeline Christian Ministries in Detroit, 8787 Chrysler Drive, Detroit, Michigan, 48211. Okay, so we have the information here. Everybody share this. Come on out. She's doing a visual presentation as well. She's going to blow you away with the information. When you get there, she'll probably tell you you can't record the slides. You can record her talking. Usually she'll give you the rules, but you can't record the slides because she's working on a book dealing with her research as well. And the book should be out in about a year. She said 2021, sometime in 2021. And in her presentation, she deals with a lot of the African queens, the Kandakis, or what we also call the Candaces. But she deals with a lot of these African queens as well, and African female deities like Neith, N-E-I-T-H, Neith as well. So she has a wealth of knowledge. I want to let people know, and let me share this on my personal page. I want to let people know I will be doing 3 presentations this coming weekend, Saturday, February 22nd, and Sunday, February 23rd here in Detroit. For African American History Month. Okay, so I'm doing a presentation at Hartford Memorial Baptist Church. Hartford Memorial Baptist Church in Detroit, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Saturday, February 22nd. Is free and open to the public, and you can bring the children. I'm dealing with the film Black Panther. And I'll deal with how the film Black Panther relates to African history, African culture, African language, things like this. Black Panther is a deep film. I've done a lot of research. I had to do months of research to really understand the film Black Panther. I had to research the 52-year history of the Black Panther comic book as well. So Hartford Memorial Baptist Church is located at 18700 James Cousins Freeway in Detroit, 18700 James Cousins Freeway in Detroit. I just looked that up. And then, so that's Saturday, February 22nd. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Then I'm doing 2 presentations on Sunday, February 23rd. In the morning, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., I'm speaking at Grace Church International, located at 7832 Canfield Street in Detroit. Grace Church International, located at 7832 Canfield Street in Detroit off Van Dyke. I'll be speaking at their church service, which is 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. People do book me to speak at churches, okay? There are a lot of, contrary to popular belief, there are a lot of churches that want to learn their history, not just quote unquote Black history, African American history, ancient history as well. There are a lot of churches, I meet those ministers, those pastors, contrary to popular belief. And then in the afternoon, I will be speaking Sunday, February 23rd at Christ Temple Church in Westland, Michigan. 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Westland, Michigan. I'll be speaking for about 45 minutes there. That's located at 29124 Eaton Street, Eaton, 29124 Eaton Street in Westland, Michigan, off of Middle Belt. That's free and open to the public. You can come out there as well. And then that Sunday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be doing my radio show, the African History Network show, okay? On 9:10 a.m. the Superstation WFDF. So you can tune into that. You know, we broadcast here on our Facebook fan page, The African History Network, The African History Network. Now, if you want me to do a presentation for your group or organization, still have some dates open. Email me at customerservice@africanhistorynetwork.com, customerservice@africanhistorynetwork.com, because I'm speaking for the NAACP Thursday, February 27th in the evening out in Grosse Pointe. And then I'm speaking, I think Grits and Politics is still going on, February 29th, Keith Williams. I need to check with Keith on that. And then I'm teaching a class at Detroit Unity Temple Church, Friday, February 28th, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m., Detroit Unity Temple Church. So they have me to start teaching classes there, dealing with our history twice a month. So February 28th, we start with the first class, okay? So if you want me to do a presentation for your group or organization, or if you want me to teach a class for your church or group or what have you, email me at customerservice@africanhistorynetwork.com, customerservice@africanhistorynetwork.com, okay? And we can make that happen, all right? And let's see, our Black History Month 15 DVD bundle pack is on sale right now at our website, africanhistorynetwork.com. africanhistorynetwork.com includes 15 of my lectures, plus an additional one dealing with the history of African American History Month, because I speak at a lot of presentations and things like this, events, and usually people don't know the history of Black History Month. So that's one of the things that I do when we deal with Dr. Carter G. Woodson, okay? And I'm going to do a separate presentation dealing with Black Panther. And I have to, because, where's that other book? Because there's a lot of confusion going around. Because people think Harriet Tubman was doing the Black Panther, the Wakanda salute, okay? And if you know anything about the Wakanda salute, you know the Wakanda salute is right arm over left arm, not left arm over right arm. Number one, if you research the Wakanda salute, and I have, and that comes from ancient Kemet, and that comes from West Africa, and that's not me, that's from director Ryan Coogler, who talked about it, because I've read over 100 articles dealing with the film Black Panther. I've read books like this one here, Black Panther, the official movie special from Marvel. You know, I had to read this one here, dealing with the 52-year history of the Black Panther comic book, Black Panther, the Ultimate Guide, to be able to do my lectures dealing with the film Black Panther. So that is the universal symbol of love from the American Sign Language system, the American Sign Language system. That's what she's doing. She ain't doing the Wakanda salute. That's not me. That is President Terry Williams, who's president of One United Bank, who talked about that. Now, they could have given some clarification, and on the debit card, they could have had on there a heart symbol, and said universal symbol of love or something like that. But that is not the Wakanda salute. 99.9% of the time, when you see pictures of the characters from the film Black Panther doing the Wakanda salute, and I've seen tons of pictures, 99.9% of the time is right over left. There's a reason, because that is the position of the Nasubitis, who we have been taught to call pharaohs. That's a position of power, a position of royalty. That's a position that you see of them deceased. And we see that go all around the world. So when I do my lectures on the film Black Panther, I show you different statues from around the world doing the Wakanda salute, because African people go all around the world. This is where this comes from. Okay, so I got to do a separate broadcast on that so people are not confused. All right, let's see here. Okay, how you doing, Ed? All right, so everybody share this broadcast on your Facebook page, invite your friends to tune in. We're going to get out of here. Subscribe here to the African History Network. I'm Michael Imhotep, founder of the African History Network, host of the African History Network show. I'm a talk show host, researcher, lecturer, writer, historian. You can subscribe to our email newsletter. Text the word Kemet, K-E-M-E-T, to 22828. Text the word Kemet, K-E-M-E-T, to 22828 to sign up for our email newsletter as well. Okay. And Kemet is one of the original names for Egypt. Egypt is not what we called it. All right, look, we have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's correct for own behavior. What you do for yourself, what you do to yourself, and what you allow other people to do to you and get away with is based upon what you think about yourself. What you think about yourself is based upon what you have been taught about yourself. What you've been taught about yourself is based upon everything you've read, heard, and seen about yourself. Okay, remember, and then let me show you this quickly here. I had this clip up for, because we went through and did the interview with Sista Nubia, but the audio didn't come through. So I was going to show you this so you see who I was talking about right here. Yeah, it was something wrong with the audio, and I called on the phone, and we were doing that. I thought Zoom was recording the audio and the video, but it wasn't. It was just recording the video. So I'm doing this broadcast to get the information out, help support Sista Nubia, okay? All right, look, we have to get out of here. Remember, right now, let's correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And also, just people understand, Wakanda is not a made-up word. Wakanda is an ancient word. We see the word Wakanda in Native American languages like the Omaha Ponca and Sioux Indian language. It means possesses secret powers. And it refers to a deity, refers to God, okay? In Wisconsin, there is a Wakanda water park in Wisconsin that's been there for decades. In Nebraska, there are different schools you have across the country called Wakanda. Sometimes you see a variation in the spelling. The one in Black Panther is W-A-K-A-N-D-A. That is a Bantu word. Bantu is a group of 500 African languages spoken in Southern Africa, East Africa, like Kenya, all the way to Central West Africa, so like Cameroon, okay, because African people migrate. And so we know that also the word Kanda, K-A-N-D-A, means family in the Kikongo language. And Kikongo is a Bantu language as well. So this film, Black Panther, this ain't just Afrofuturism. This is not just a movie. This is deep. And I had to do months of research to really understand the movie, understand and deal with, and I had been, when it came out in 2018, I had been studying African history and culture, things like that for 26 years. And when I saw the movie, I knew I wasn't qualified to talk about it. I had to go do months of research to really understand what I'm looking at, okay? And so I can teach about it. So this is what we do, all right? Right now, it's correct wrong behavior is not over till we win Wakanda forever. And I know somebody's gonna say, well, African people were here before Native Americans. That's true. So you read, the first Americans were Africans, documented evidence, but not the David Imhotep. And when we study the Khoisan, who come from Southern Africa, who have the oldest DNA on the planet, go all around the world, ancestors to Dainu and the Twa, things like that, right? And we see them in the Philippines. We see them all around the world. We see similarities between African cultures and Native American cultures, okay? This is a whole nother presentation. I don't have time for that now. But I'll be interviewing Dr. David Imhotep's son. I need to give him a call like today or tomorrow. His new book should be out. If it's not already out, should be out this month or March. The First Americans Were Africans Revisited, okay? And I have 200 additional pages. And I interviewed him. Go check out the interview I did with him. We have it on Facebook and YouTube, August 21st, 2019. The day after the 400th year anniversary of August 20th, 1619 in Virginia, where people told us that's when we first came to this land. That did happen. Those 29 Africans on the White Line slave ship came into Point Comfort in Hampton, Virginia, not Jamestown, but in Hampton, Virginia, and they were exchanged for food and water and supplies. That did happen, but African people were here for thousands of years before that. At some point, we're going to have to realize this was our land stolen from us. Yes, the transatlantic slave trade happened. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying you need to understand the chronology of the last 50,000 years of history. Yes, absolutely, the transatlantic slave trade happened. African people migrate at different periods of times for different reasons. Sometimes the migrations are voluntary. Sometimes the migrations are forced, like the transatlantic slave trade. That's a forced movement of African people. Okay, so that's why we have to go beyond just 400 years or 500 years of history. That's why we have to go way before Cristobal Colon or Christopher Columbus, who never even came to the land we call the United States of America. The closest he comes here, basically Cuba, which is about 90 miles away. So we have a lot of work to do. Right now, it's correct wrong behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. I got to get out of here. Talk to y'all later. Peace.